Hello people, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'm going to be looking at this woman again. I just done a video on her and really I can't stand her, but I think she is a great example of everything men should avoid in a woman, and that she is the problem with modern women. This is a proxy to keep it going and going and going. These type of women really try and influence other women to think like this. So our title of the video is 48 Laws to Trick Men and Get Princess Treatment. So what she's actually saying is you have to learn how to manipulate men. Do you see just at the core how evil women's nature can be? That they're literally programmed to only serve themselves. Now you have to just, you can say, is it good, is it bad, is it evil, I believe these type of women are evil. You can only justify it in their nature and say it's primal so far until the point where she's sitting saying, look, manipulate men to get what you want. That, you can class that as evil in my book. So in this one she's actually trying to explain to women all different stages of how to manipulate men and get what you want. So I'll play the video a bit, but I'll highlight, her chapters and what she's talking about. So never outshine men. So obviously make them feel like, trick them into thinking that they're better than you or whatever. Don't trust all girls and use men, right? Conceal your strategy, right? Stop oversharing. This is what she's telling women to do to men. Guard your reputation, so like deny your past. Don't admit you've got a thousand skeletons in your closet that's banged your brains out. Just tell them you've got 10. Get more attention. Make men work and look effortless. Stop chasing men and become hot. Win through actions, not words. Ditch broke and negative people. So if you're broke, you're negative. It's a negative, you got a negative balance. That means you're a negative. Honestly, it's like this kind of stuff is so insane. I can only laugh at it. That women can be this psychopathic and delusional, that they think this is normal. It's like, wow. Look, this one. Use feminine energy to make men addicted. Do you see their nature? This is you getting to see into the deepest, darkest, evil parts of their manipulation. This is evil. This is not a good spirit. This is not a good mindset. This is an evil person, an evil spirit, an evil mindset. This is evil to the bone, in my opinion. Lie to men to protect yourself. Appeal to men's self-interest. Play dumb to make men honest. Leave and block men. Does this sound like good sound advice to deal with men? Or does this just sound like a feminist witch demon who just hates men and wants to destroy men? Be less available, be unpredictable, don't isolate yourself, don't offend the girlies, always agree with the girlies, girlies are never wrong, yay, delusion is the way, logic is for losers. Do not commit to men. No, just don't commit to them. That's great advice, isn't it? Just don't commit to men. That's it. That's how the world goes round, Play dumb. Oh. Let him think he's right. Focus on yourself. Have a main boo. Be the perfect girl. That sounds perfect. Doesn't that just sound perfect, guys? Doesn't that just sound like the perfect woman? Or is it the perfect manipulator? Yeah. So let's just listen to what this absolute heinous demonic witch has got to say. I can't stand her, but you got to do what you got to do.
Today we're talking about how to use the 48 laws of power to trick men into giving you everything you want, give you princess treatment. Basically, this is the 48 laws of power for girlies, for baddies, okay? And before we get into it, I want to just say very quickly that this is not a video for the girlies who say, I don't like playing games. We should all just be friends and love each other. And I don't want to be fake. This video is all about strategy and using the loss of power that a man has written down to outsmart men so that you can get everything that you want and everything that you deserve in your life. And you're gonna have to make changes in your life. You're gonna have to do something different that maybe not feels authentic to you. But you know what? On the other end of that, you're going to be able to get everything that you want. And in the end, you will have to do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do because you are strategic to set yourself up for life. Okay? So this is all about strategy. Law number 1 is never outshine the master. And what does that mean for the girlies? Well, that means you should let men think that they're all that. That does not mean that they're all that. That does not mean they're completely competent or capable or that you can't do things better than they can, because I know you can. But if you want men to do more...
She's painful to listen to. It's so hard. She is so insufferable, it's just indescribable.
things for you, if you are a girly who wants to do less, who's tired of being burned out, who's tired of always having to just do more in general, you're gonna have to act like men are competent. You're gonna have to inspire that competence within men. You kind of have to seem like, wow, you can really do all of that. And the way that you inspire...
Why can you not just be normal? Why have you got to be in a manipulation mindset? Because you're a narcissist. You don't have a real personality. You don't have a genuine, compassionate bone in your body. You are a narcissist who runs on self-serving, issues, impulses, and needs. It's only about them. So this is why they have no issue on doing this to men. What she's really doing is saying just break men, ruin them, use them for your own needs, and just don't care about them. They're just little servants to us. That's what she's saying. Who cares about men? Who cares about being nice to them? Just get what you want from them and manipulate them whatever way you wish. That is a narcissist. This is not a good, genuine woman. This is a complete narcissistic modern demon, witch mindset. Look at the tattoos. Always be aware of the tattoos. Yeah, they're usually a sign for me that woman, there's something mentally disturbed. Just my opinion. It's my opinion. And it's not, I'm not saying that women without tattoos can't be crazy, but usually when it's this, like big cobwebs, and you're like, yeah, maybe something a bit evil about you, perhaps, a bit odd.
Inspire men to do more for you is to not act like, oh, women are all that, women are better than men. We know they are, but you gotta kind of act like, wow, men can really do a lot for you. When you act like men can do a lot for you in their company, they're gonna be inspired to do more for you. The way that you get men to provide for you is to act like they are.
So this is why when women have got this mindset, even if you meet or you think you meet a nice woman who's feminine and acting nice, and she's she's doing everything to kind of make everything simple and easy and smooth, you think this woman's great, but how do you know that she's not playing these games? Because a lot of women do it. They love games, they love manipulation, they thrive in it, they live in it. That is their entire essence. Chaos, bitchiness, drama. If you think about it, everything women really stand for, there's no peace and stability in a woman's life. It's everything that's all over the place, and that it's just like, yeah, this is not what I'm looking for as a man. Men are looking for stability, and women are literally having to act. They know what you want, because she's sitting telling women, this is what they want, blah 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 blah, but you've got to just kid on and pretend, etc., and just manipulate, lie to them, and set a trap for them, in essence, to get what you want from them, which is usually resources. And then evil women like this actually enjoy destroying men and making their life as miserable as possible, just because they're evil. and they've decided that men are their target, and that they're that obsessed with feminism and man hating that it consumes them, and it becomes their entire being. So it's like, realistically, if you deal with a woman like this, you're screwed. So this is why you have to really tread carefully with women. And in my opinion, with me, if I was to go back maybe 15 years, you know, I couldn't really tell. I didn't know how to look for a red flag. I just seen a woman, thought she was hot, and honestly, I paid more attention to her body than her personality, and that was a big problem. That made me get into so many situations with crazy chicks. It's unbelievable. But now, with the experience and actually sitting back and going, wait a minute, maybe for my own good, I need to stop looking at lust and falling into lust. And you know, women are maybe not. Maybe I need to look past the illusion of women are the sole purpose of life, and all my focus should be on women. And once you kind of get that out of your system, you know, you go with enough women, you be with enough women, and you realise, wait a minute, from when I started being into women until right now, maybe they're not actually what I thought they were. And then you start to look at it for what it is, and then you see, right, a lot of this is trickery and foolery. And women know men are horny, they know they've got testosterone, so they know how to play it in essence. And then once a man can see that women play men on their instincts, and they sort of build systems like this to manipulate men, because they know ultimately men want to procreate, that's what men are for. But these types of women take it to manipulate men, you know, and I think that's where the modern woman is destroying the whole system of, you know, family, marriage, and I don't know. Look, the bottom line is, this is not a normal woman. This is not a woman who you could sit and look and say, right, this is the kind of woman I would want to marry. This is a woman who is going to ruin your life. You are literally looking at the woman who's going to, or probably already has, ruined a man's life or many men's life. And in the future, I'm sure she's going to ruin many more. So that's what you need to understand. You need to be able to look past the lust and say, right, this woman would be a very bad bet. For me, for my kids, for my genetic line. Would I want my kids to have these traits in them? These are all things you need to look at, and it is imperative and very important, really, that you look at a woman's looks. You have to be attracted to them, but you really have to pay more attention to their inner workings and what they actually are on the inside. And you need to find ways to be able to, you know, once you can negate your own lust and control it, it's easier to see women for what they are. It's like you're pulling back the curtain from the show. So when a man's in his lust, he sees the show and it seems great and he's really loving it, and that the lust is just gripping him, and it's just an amazing feeling, and he just can't get enough of the show. But once he gets enough of it and he gets a little bit bored, he'll maybe take a peek, or he gets enough experience with it, and the novelty, you know, wears off a bit, and he peeks back in the curtain and says, I wonder what's behind here. And then you actually look inside, you know, not on the outside, you look on the inside. That's when you're like, and you start to realise that women are not, you know, really when I'm with men, it's they get hypnotised by a woman's beauty, and that throws all the logic out the window. But once you can get past that being hypnotised, and you can get your logic more in presence when you're around women, that is when you start to see them for what they are, and that they're primal creatures who manipulate. And that's the bottom line. They're not really. How are you really ever going to get a good, genuine, solid, long-term foundation relationship with a being that's literally, in essence, a manipulator? That everybody knows women manipulate. That is their key, fundamental thing: manipulation. And I just think that, you know, that's why I don't get relationships, and they don't make sense to me, because how can you put your trust in a woman or a being that's runs on emotions. That's not a good bet to me, you know? So, yeah, I might have rambled a little bit there, but, you get the point.
Are going to provide the second that you meet them. Basically, oh, I'm so happy you're here. I love a guy who's always treating me nicely and who's always, I love a guy who takes care of his woman. This is also why it could be a really, really good idea to learn how to play dumb. Because the reason why these men don't want to...
No, there's no need for you to play dumb. But yeah, look, you get the point. This woman is just crazy. She's a psychopathic demon who will ruin your life. And like I said, this is a woman who is actively going to destroy men's life. There's a poor guy out there, if he's not met her, who's probably going to meet her in a few months or a year. She'll see something that she'll want to stick around for, whether it be money or a house or whatever. She'll destroy his life. I'm telling you, these types of women are literal cancer to traditional norms, traditional relationships. This is the parasite that is destroying dating and just telling women hate men, manipulate men, use men, don't respect them. That is, like I said, this woman will get her karma because, she is an ugly being. And no true masculine, no man of any value will ever want her. And if he does, he's a complete fool. But I just think this is borderline a crime. Like, at what point does this become criminal? To blatantly blatantly sit and say 48 laws to trick men and get princess treatment. Like, to even put that as a title, it's literally, to me, that is criminal. That is just like, why? Like, how is this even allowed? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that is so extreme that it's bordering on a crime. She's literally saying, train yourself how to trick and manipulate men, which is in essence fraud, deception, etc. I mean, I just think that women are getting wild. Like, they're sitting educating themselves how to destroy men's lives and just gain from men and just use them like stepping stones. I mean, it's crazy. So, like I said, I think that this should be borderline criminal. But yet again, it just shows that the women always get away with more than men as well. And this is why their manipulation sort of has a grip on the world. Because why do women get away with this? If a man was to sit and put a thing out like this, do you think that the comments would be full of praise from women? No. So why is it okay for one to do it and the other? But the bottom line is, look, you have to be careful out here, because I'm just trying to show you the levels of evil in women that actually exists. But the sad thing is, it gets worse than this, and the levels and layers of evil that we're seeing from women and what's coming out of their true nature, it's just getting to the point where it's so common now that it's hard to even see the bar, to see the limit, because it's like the sky is a limit on just how crazy, insane and deluded that women get. Because I'll leave you on this, like I've said before, women are pushing away masculinity and logic more than we can ever tell. And like I says, at what we're witnessing right now, women are pushing masculinity and man away, devaluing men, putting men down. And I believe truly that the more women do that, the more deluded they'll get, the more evil they'll get, and the more crazy and just absolutely living in a fantasy land of insanity. That's what we're going to see. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So until men collectively start putting women back into logic, holding them accountable, and saying, look, this is not going to be tolerated, this is not right, we're telling you that's not happening. Men have the ultimate control on the world, period. We're better in every way than women, other than giving birth. That's the only thing women can do that men can't. But women would not be pregnant without men, and as far as Adam and Eve goes, man was the first person here. and then a woman was created from Adam's rib or something weird, but you get the point. So if we want to go by what's biblical and what we know, quote unquote, then men were here first. So men created life that we know. So, but the bottom line is, this can't go on. If this goes on, dating's doomed, humanity's doomed. Because, like I say, this is just the start. This will get worse and worse and worse and worse if women are continually allowed to evade logic and accountability. So, like I said, I can't watch this woman. I just want to. I never even got to 3 minutes, and that was enough. And it's been me speaking for most of the video. But yeah, if you want to watch the video at your own peril, that's her there. And just study these women. These are the parasites of modern day dating and just relationships. She and women like her, or demons like her, entities like her, evil entities, are the downfall of humanity. This type of mindset will only destroy humanity. And you know what usually likes to destroy things? Evil, the devil. So yeah, until the next time, take it easy and peace.